he'll just have to settle with what I got. He'll have to settle by how I feel. God isn't interested so much in how you feel. He's interested in how much are you willing to give him so he can pay a little bit of more attention about how you feel.
Amen. Come on now.
I just messed with somebody's theology. Go a different direction.
That's all right.
You see, we have to get to a place of seeking God, a place of hunger. That, okay, I come to service today, but tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit more hungry for him because I want more than what I got today. Today was just a little bit. Tomorrow is a little bit more.
Amen.
When you get hungry, everything's put aside and you can do what you need to do. But sometimes our attitudes get in the way.
Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Come on. Come on.
Go for it.
Yep.
Go.
Come on.
Our attitudes get in the way. And we need to have the right attitude so God can move.
Yeah. Come on.
You want him here because you want him to move.
Yes.
Amen.
And you've got to have the right attitude to see him move. Because without the right attitude, we don't have the right move. If we don't have the right move, we go back home feeling the same way we did when we came. And then we come back and we try to do it over again on the next service. It didn't work then. We try and come back and do it another service. And all of a sudden God says, well, I'm tired of all of this. Let me just give you a move of God.
All right.
It wasn't anything that we did. He had to do it.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
Why don't we change the role a little bit? Why don't we let God just enjoy us making a move?
Yeah.
Why don't we let God enjoy seeing his people rejoice in a way that he doesn't have to make you do it.
Yeah.
You want to do it.
All right.
Are there any sick among you? Let him call upon the elders of the church.
Yes.
Let him call upon the elders of the church. It didn't say call upon anybody. It said call upon the elders of the church. I think there's a reason for that. I ain't going to go into all that, but there's a reason for that.
Yes.
And so we're here for a reason. Because my job, and I'm not talking for Pastor, I'm talking for me, but my job is to make sure that when I come into the house of God, I need to make sure that I am going to do some surgery on you.
Yes. Come on. Come on.
And as the surgery takes place in the Spirit, God's hands begins to move in you, and He begins to do the things He needs to do to bring you back where He wanted you to be.
Yes.
Because sometimes we get so far off that God has to grab us and bring us back.
Come on.
We have a little joke in church. We have some people that are trying to run away, guys. People try to do their own thing. Yeah, that's bad people.
Yes.
It's a bad time. Time is short. This morning we received news that a good friend, his son died in a car accident. His son walked away from God. Left the church. Didn't need God anymore. And he walked away. You see, you never know what can happen to you. You don't know what's before you. The very moment that you're deciding to take a step away, you don't know what danger you're walking into. You don't know what God's kept you safe from all this time. This day's not the day to make decisions to stop serving Him and make decisions to stop doing what you know is right. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Here this man gets into his car. I don't know where he was going, but he got into his car and he had an accident. That accident took his life. Now what? Now what? Are you going to leave here this morning with baggage you don't need?
Come on. Come on.
Are you going to leave here this morning with things you don't need?
Come on.
Why don't you drop them off at the altar. Say, you know what, God, I'm tired of carrying this. I'm tired of feeling this way. I want to leave here knowing I've got a promise in my hand. I got a joy in my heart. And I know I'm going somewhere. Something happens to me.
Yeah.
Say, man, I don't know. They're going to be better out there. Now isn't the time to give up. Now isn't the time to give up and go on the way. We're too close to the coming of the Lord. Now is the time to stay prayerful before God. There's time for humility. It's time for people to become more humility. May not be a word, but it worked for me.
Amen.
Humility needs to be seen in the church. I don't have to be right.
Yep.
What I have to be is I have to be saved.
Amen.
What I have to be is I have to have a right spirit.
Amen.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
See, the only church knew something about prayer. But there's always something that gets in the way. I am going to be obedient this morning, and I'm just going to do what I have to do. And if you want to fire me, you can. I don't work for you. But I'm going to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. All the time something gets in the way. When God's about to do something, and the enemy tries to put something in the way, and the first thing you'll see in the way is an attitude.
Come on. Yes.
God's trying to do a miracle, but here comes Mr. Attitude.
Come on. Yep. Amen.
Mr. Attitude can have a dress. Mr. Attitude can have a skirt. Mr. Attitude can have jeans. That attitude is attitude. That's right. An attitude tries to, wait a minute, question the things of God. Wait a minute, why do we do things like that? Because you stop praying. You stop seeking God. You stop loving Him. You stop worshiping Him. And all of a sudden, all the junk that's within you starts to come up. And you're starting to see some things happening in your life because you let the junk get out of place.
Come on now. Come on. All right.
And all of a sudden, God has to begin to get you out of the way so He can do what He needs to do. And before He gets you out of the way, He tries to fix it. It brings me to a story in the Bible about Martha and Mary. Two people. Two people having the same friend, but two different attitudes. Two people having the same friend, but two different attitudes. Go into John chapter 12, if you would. How are y'all doing so far?
Amen. Bless.
John chapter 12. Verse 1. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus therefore came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, whom Jesus has raised from the dead. So they gave a dinner to him there. Martha served, and Lazarus was one of those reclining with him at the table. Mary therefore took a pound of expensive ointment, made from pure nard, and anointed the feet of Jesus and wiped it with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. We have